Hello, fam, and what's going on? It is Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here on Sunday, September 15th, following Alabama's victory over Wisconsin, 42-10. And if you're excited about Alabama coming off the W, definitely hit the thumbs up on this video. We appreciate you guys being here. And right now, as we get the show warmed up, I'm going to talk about snap counts, grades. I'm going to ask you some questions after Alabama's third victory. But if you are happy with the way that Alabama played against Wisconsin, type Y inside the comment box right now. I appreciate you guys being here, checking in with me today on Sunday, September 5th. I also want to hear from you guys. Who was your MVP against Wisconsin? All right, who was your MVP against Wisconsin? I want to hear from you inside the comment box regarding that. I appreciate you joining me on Sunday. I know you're getting ready for your NFL. We got a couple things to go through. When we look at this particular game for Alabama in Wisconsin, you see that the Crimson Tide, led by Jalen Milroe, 12 of 17, 196 yards passing with 3 touchdowns. Milroe also ran for 75 yards. Ryan Williams, a freshman, 4 receptions, 478 yards and a touchdown. LT Overton, 6 tackles in the game. Yo, I better be seeing some LT Overton inside the comment box, all right? I better be seeing you guys hyping up LT. If you guys were happy about LT Overton's play, type LT right now inside the comment box, all right? Thanks for being here, Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. All right, couple things to get through. All right, so you got the players of the game. We discussed this. I mean, Jalen Milroe, 5 touchdowns, LT Overton, Ryan Williams, Jan Miller, right? Keon Sabb, I thought he played a really good game as well. This is what the injury report looks like. All right, so you got Quay Russo, lower leg. I'm sure we'll get some sort of an updated report this week. Maybe we won't. But lower leg, and you have Malachi Moore. Looks like he's going to be okay, thank goodness. And then Richard Young, another lower leg injury. So we don't know too much about those injuries just yet. We'll keep you posted. Also on injury watches, Cole Adams, who was out this last game with the arm injury. Yo, what did you guys think? Who watched Georgia and Kentucky? A lot of people were saying, is Alabama ready for Georgia? Is Georgia ready for Alabama? Okay? You go on the road to Kentucky, any game away in the SEC is challenging. Look, I mean, I saw the updated ESPN rankings. I'll have my updated rankings tomorrow after I kind of shift through the information from what I saw. But, you know, right now I think Texas, Alabama, those teams are playing at a very high level. Ohio State, Georgia. Look, Kentucky mismanaged that game 1,000,000% in the fourth quarter. That was on Stoops. They could have got a first down. Their kicker was in good position. He was doing a good job in the night. So, I don't know. We'll continue to keep you guys updated on that. What I want to do today is go through the snap counts and the grades against Wisconsin. Then I have a couple other questions that I'm going to ask for you. If you guys could hit the thumbs up right now, I appreciate you guys. Super chats and you guys becoming a fan funder, I certainly appreciate it right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Okay, when we go full screen on the monitor, this is against Wisconsin. I appreciate you guys being here. Got up early and went through all of the snap counts and the grades. Sometimes if the player hasn't played enough snaps, then I don't put the grade because the grade is like, it doesn't reflect. You need more stats to be able to get a really good grade. Jalen Milroe absolutely balled out. 12 of 17, 196 yards, 3 touchdowns, 14 rushes, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns, 45 snaps, a grade of 81.4. That's the highest grade that he's had this year, right? There was some times that I felt maybe there was some inaccuracies. I know you guys want to see more of the short intermediate passes, but when the guy had to throw touchdown passes, he did just that. And so I want to get your take on Jalen Milroe right now while I have you guys on the screen. On a scale of 1 to 10, as we do here, with 10 being the highest, how would you grade Alabama's quarterback yesterday? Scale of 1 to 10. 10 being like absolutely elite. I'd probably give him like a 8, right? 8.5. What's up, DeChamp? I see you, man. Usually I don't come live on Sundays. I was feeling good today. I wanted to come talk to you guys. I have my big show on Monday like I usually do, but a lot of info to cruise through. All right. Ty Simpson, 4 of 5, 30 yards, and he had 2 rushes for 2 yards. All right, William, what's up? I see you inside the comment box. Okay, Kevin is saying 9. Bama, Mike is saying 10. No One Flex, 7.5. 8, 7. What's up, Zay? I see you inside the comment box. Lisa McClendon was going on saying 8. Angel saying 9. It was a good performance. I mean, 5 touchdowns. I mean, look, the numbers don't lie. I know sometimes like our emotions during the game, you want every single guy to be absolutely perfect, but man, look at the stats. You can there's a difference between like saying something and then like the facts, right? A real nobody. Appreciate your super chat, man. $9.99. Bro, what's up with Florida State player and being so salty about their situation? They gave out Saban's number. That's trash. Oh, LT is a boss. He didn't get the scoop and score. I predicted, but he got close. I don't know if the Florida State players leaked out Coach Saban's number. That'd be crazy. Florida State's an absolute train wreck. Yo, maybe on the back end of the show, I'll give you my college football quick thoughts. Man, Florida, I talk about Florida State as much as I could during my shows. I couldn't believe during Mike Norvell's press conference, did you see this? The fire alarm was going off. And I text my guy from Florida State. And I was like, yo, is that true? And he was like, yeah, absolutely. So the fire alarm was going off at the end of Mike Norvell's press conference. I think a couple sites uploaded it. I should have probably too. But it was like fire. So my goodness. All right. Look, as I was saying about Jalen Milroe, you can say what you want about him, but here are like literally facts. Like if something is fact, you can't go against it. So here are the facts on Jalen Milroe this season, okay? I'm riding the train of Jalen Milroe. I've been very open about it. We go back and forth about it. Here are the stats. I'll let the stats tell a story. I'll go one through, I'll start at the top and I'll go all the way to the bottom, okay? All right. Against Western Kentucky, 7-9, light work, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns through the air, 10 rushes for 79 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's 5 touchdowns total in that game. Against South Florida, 16-26, 194 yards, 2 touchdowns, 12 rushes for 2 yards because he was sacked a bunch of times by South Florida, and 2 touchdowns. Remember the offensive line? That wasn't it in that game. Some of those might have been on Milroe as well, but, truth of the matter is he only rushed for 2 yards. Against Wisconsin, all right, game that's on national TV on Fox, 12 of 17, 196, 3 touchdowns, 14 of 75 running the football, 2 touchdowns. All right, that's 5 again. I said he'd score 5. You go back and check the receipts. On the season, 33 of 52, 590 yards passing, 8 touchdowns, 67.3. He's been sacked 5 times. 36 rushing attempts for 156 yards and 6 touchdowns. A total of 746 yards of offense with 14 touchdowns, okay? So clearly Milroe is tough to stop. I think we can all agree on that. And yeah, exactly. Hit the like. It's free. I appreciate you guys being here. The thing about it, this is what I want to ask you. Clearly he's tough to stop. I mean, whether he's running the ball, whether he's throwing the ball, he's going to put points on the board. He has 14 touchdowns, okay? Do you feel, and zero interceptions. In fact, I think it was Mike Rodak that pointed out he hasn't thrown an interception since the Kentucky game. Was that the stat that he had? Okay, but my question to you about Milroe, and I've been asking for him to run the ball, okay? I want to see him run the ball, but do you think he's running the ball too much? I like, be careful what you ask for, because it's a man's game. Tyler Van Dyke, he runs the ball one time and he's injured, The health of Milroe clearly is of the utmost important. I feel like he's running the ball. Then again, you put the ball on the best player on the team. So, I asked for it. Nick Sheridan's certainly delivering it. And look, and I guess we could talk about Nick Sheridan and the coaches this week. In fact, I'll write that down since it's a bye week. We'll maybe go over the coaches and I'll get your feedback on that. OC feedback. What have you thought about? I'm not going to spend too much time on it now, but maybe something to think about going into the week. What have you thought about Nick Sheridan's play calling? He's the one calling the plays, right? It's not Coach Caitlin DeBoer. He's overseen it, and he can, override something. But this is Nick Sheridan. This is what he's doing. The stats are, they don't lie. It's tough to stop. You deal with him, right? If you're a defense, you don't want to deal with him. And most importantly, Alabama's 3-0, right? All right. My next question for you right here, and man, I do all these graphics. Like, it's like painting. I do every single thing you see. So let me know if you see like an error. I'll go and fix it. But there's a lot that goes into it. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I want you guys to have something aesthetically eye-pleasing to look at. So now I appreciate it. Like, literally every show comes from my heart. Like, even the graphics, like, these are handcrafted. All right, your thoughts on Ty Simpson. If you've been impressed with Ty Simpson, type Y inside the comment box right now. Against Western Kentucky, he was 5-9, 66 yards passing, the longest of 20. Didn't play against South Florida. Wisconsin, he was 4 of 5, 30 yards, longest of 9. On the season, 9 of 14 passing, 96 yards, 64%. He's been sacked 1 time. I think absolutely he's looked solid. And the time that I saw him against Kentucky last year, I liked that performance. And I really like this performance in the short sample size against Wisconsin. And I think what a lot of fans are asking for is a short, intermediate passing game. Ty Simpson brought that yesterday. Those are facts. Like, his passes, they weren't deep. They were across the middle. He went to Caleb Odom. I think he connected with him 2 times. It was good to see. Now, it's a different style of offense under Ty Simpson, just slightly, but I think it could still be effective, and he will be effective when he does get a much greater opportunity to work with Alabama's offense. But from what we've seen thus far, I was happy. When I saw him get in and I saw him work the field, I absolutely liked it, 100%. So I better see some Ys that you have been impressed with Ty Simpson, because, I mean, he's been doing it, all right? Everyday American, what's up, man? Appreciate you. Ricky Smith, what's going on? Cameron McKinney, what's going on? I appreciate you guys. And Bama Mike's like, I'll take touchdowns over intermediate. Yeah, for sure. Like, because touchdowns go on the board. But in terms of just looking at what he did when the plays were called, he did a good job distributing the football to his wide receiver. So just wanted to bring that attention to you. All right, let's look at the running backs against Wisconsin, okay? Jam Miller, 9 carries, 71 yards, 2 touchdowns, 22 snaps, 63.3 grade. Justice Haynes, 2 carries for 17 yards. Yo, that's my question that I want to go. So I have a couple things with the running back room, okay? Let's start with Jam. Yo, he's a beast. If you've been impressed with Jam Miller, type in J right now inside the comment box. All right, I better see. There's 200 people watching. There better be 200 J's right now for Jam Miller. Yo, Jam he's feasting. Yo, Jam Miller is going wild. Okay, man, the guy is absolutely he's doing it, man. But this was interesting. So early on in the game, and Justice Haynes listed as a starter. He got a couple receptions yesterday, but only 2 carries for 17 yards. It's interesting, and I do question some of the guys, how many times they have played, the snaps or the targets that they received. I don't know all the intricacies. Maybe they're saving some of these guys. When I look at the limited carries, because think about this. Jam had 9, Justice had 2. 9 plus 2 is 11, right? It's a long season. It's a gauntlet of a season. Having these guys healthy in the back end of the season, going in the playoffs, vying for a title game, it's so important. So sometimes I'm like, I want these guys to get fed more, which they should. I'm not happy about their carries, to be honest. I think they should be running more than Milroe. But on the other hand, it's like, okay, maybe these guys are being, the miles are being kept off them for later on. Hey, Bizarres, what's up, man? I see you inside the comment box. Good morning, Linda. I see you as well. 19 snaps for Justice. Richard Young, he came in and 3 carries for 16 yards, and then he got banged up. Coach Kalen DeBoer said that it was a lower leg injury. I don't know. Someone said ankle. I have no idea. We'll keep you posted on that. Daniel Hill, he got some opportunities. 4 rushes, 8 yards, 10 snaps. Okay? So when we go to this graphic right here, Jam Miller is absolutely loading. My goodness. 5 carries. And the thing about Jam Miller, number one, I want to ask you this. Who is he comparable to? I always ask this. I love comparisons. It's hypothetical, I know, but it's just fun to think about. And a theme that has been emerging with Jalen Milroe is his running style, power. Man, he put some dude in the turf against South Florida. And, man, this dude's breaking off some long runs every game. Look at this. 5 carries in the opener, 54 yards, light work, a longest of 39. 15 carries, 140 yards when he had to be the workhorse against South Florida. 56 was his longest. My goodness. And then 9 carries, 71 yards with a touchdown. Longest of 34, man. You know what? Look, saying Jam is a bull, I think you're right, man. Josh Jacobs, Damian Harris. You know what? I think he has more speed than Damian Harris. Eddie Lacy, man, he runs hard. Real nobody saying Ingram. Man, Eddie Lacy was a big boy. Trent Richardson, he's like a blend of, and I think Justice Haynes is a little bit easier to find comparisons to. Jam is like a blend of all of these running backs. Jeff Stapleton is pretty confident that he reminds him of Josh Jacobs. Yeah, man, he's like, if you play NCAA football, he has like a 90 power rating, 95 speed. This guy's, he's balling out. His first 3 games, he's beasting. Feed him. Let this dude feast. I think when you look at him and Justice as he go down the road, these will be guys that help Alabama win as many games as possible. And that goes without saying. We already know that, but seeing it, we're seeing it. Like, the numbers don't lie once again. All right, here's a look at the way the tight ends were utilized against Wisconsin. C.J. Dupree, 28 snaps. Robbie Oots, 14 snaps. Denny Lewis, 10 snaps. How about Josh Cuevas? That was a nice touchdown catch that he had. From my vantage point, from what I saw on the TV, he had to extend. It was put right there. Boom. Man, that was a nice grab for him. He's a transfer in from Washington. Really nice touchdown catch. I think he's the first tight end to catch a touchdown, right? This season. Jay Lindsey got in, and so did Ty Lockwood. And what have you thought about the tight end room thus far? Tomorrow, I'll put the entire cumulative stats and snap counts. C.J. Dupree and Robbie Oots, those guys certainly play a lot. You got a lot of 2 tight end sets within the offense. Something to keep track of. Okay, here we go. A lot to dive into right here. All right. So, Jeremy Bernard, 3 receptions, 55 yards, and 1 touchdown. 38 snaps, a grade of 75.9. I appreciate the 235 up in here. Thank you so much for joining me on Sunday. Wide receivers, Ryan Williams, 4 receptions, 78 yards, 1 touchdown, 26 snaps, grade of 69.1. Kobe Prentice, 11 snaps, no catches. Kendrick Law, 32 snaps, no catches. Now, I did see Kendrick Law light somebody up. The dude is a great blocker. Emmanuel Henderson, 1 reception, 10 yards. Those 3 stats right there, Kobe, Kendrick, Emmanuel, the stats don't lie. Like, they're not getting the football. Caleb Odom, those 2 receptions, I think they came from Ty Simpson. Rico Scott got in, and then I saw Bubba Hampton in there yesterday, right? All right, so just wild what Williams is doing at 17. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at this. This is crazy. Ryan Williams, 2 receptions for 139 yards, 2 touchdowns, longest at 84 against Western Kentucky, 4 receptions for 68 yards and a touchdown against South Florida. And then yesterday, 4 receptions, 78 yards, a touchdown, longest of 47. 10 receptions on the season, 286 yards with 4 touchdowns. Absolutely like balling, okay? Now, before I ask you a question about Ryan Williams, let's go back to this wide receiver screen right here, okay? And I'll go full screen. Would you like to see, let me ask you it this way. How do you feel about Kobe Prentice and Kendrick Law right now and Emmanuel Henderson? Look, the passing game is working. Maybe they're saving these guys in some different formations for later on in the season. Certainly, you got to think that Kobe Prentice and Kendrick Law are utilized in this offense. But, I mean, Ryan Williams is wide receiver number 1. Jeremy Bernard is number 2. You know, I would imagine, you know, it looks like Kobe Prentice is probably wide receiver number 3, but the running backs they do catch some passes in the backfield. But think about this. Kendrick Law has 1 catch this year for 22 yards. Henry, I was kind of thinking that too. You know, maybe you're saving Kendrick Law for later on. I don't know. You know, Kobe not getting a pass yesterday, that was surprising to me. And then Kendrick Law for 2 games in a row. You know, a real nobody. I think you bring up a good point, man. These players didn't come to Alabama to be saved for later. That's also true. I mean, I just saw the CEO of On3, Shannon Terry, say that this transfer portal was going to be like something we've never seen before. And I know Florida, you know, they're on the hot seat right now with Billy Napier. Does that mean if the coach gets fired in the middle of the year that those players, what would be the transfer rule on them? I have to dive into that. I didn't even think about that. Surely they can't transfer during the middle of the season, nor would they. Okay, back to Ryan Williams. I asked this yesterday on my live during my watch along. And be honest with me, okay? Yes or no question. Did you think that Ryan Williams this season would catch for more than 500 yards? Yes or no, did you think that Ryan Williams would catch for more than 500 yards this season? Look, I knew that he would be very productive. I didn't think he'd catch for 500 yards. So I'm taking accountability. Not that he wouldn't be utilized. I thought he'd, you know, be used. But man. So real nobody saying yes. 5 Adams saying yes. Vizaria saying no. Bama Mike saying yes. Man, you guys had it on the spot. Kyle Hudson, what's up, man? Same initials, KH. Okay, so a lot of people actually was feeling it. Good to see. Man, so you're not, but I think we can all agree, even if you thought he would be used for more than 500 yards, like what's happening right now is wild. Like, you know, the dude is like, he's a machine. I watched, if you follow Ryan Williams, and by the way, I think I have it on my desk, that 4+2 hat, you can get it at Athlete's Thread, which goes back to support Ryan Williams and the players. Someone said that they couldn't find the link. I'll try to find the link and I'll post it in one of my videos. It was easy for me to find. So, man, but okay, all right. So if he is, all right, 286 divided by 3, that's 95 per game. Okay. And let's just say he averages 10 yards less, 85 per game, which it would probably be more. And Alabama plays, let's say 16 games. Yo, that's a 1,300 yard season, right? Yeah, I mean, he probably that would be crazy if he comes in here, catches for, I don't know, 14. You know he's going to have some much larger games too. Somebody said yesterday, it would have me dying. Someone was like, imagine when he hits puberty. I was like, oh my goodness. All right, okay. Let's move on. Offensive line. Yo, first of all, what did you guys think of the offensive line yesterday? If you felt that the offensive line was more, that they looked more intact, that they played better with Caden Proctor, type Y inside the comment box. So if they played better than they have, you know, in the first 2 games with Caden Proctor at tackle, type Y. I'm typing Y 100%. I thought the offensive line, they looked like the offensive, they weren't perfect, but I thought, man, it was a pretty good offensive line performance. Caden Proctor, check this out. He's the highest graded offensive lineman, had a grade of 72.8 in 46 snaps. Tyler Booker, 46 snaps, a grade of 62.9. Sometimes these grades are adjusted going into Monday, so I would imagine some of these rise. Parker Brailsford, 45 snaps, a grade of 65.4. And the way to look at these snaps, if they're in the like 60s, is like more like a C+. If you get into like an 80, that's like elite. And then you saw Wilcom Formby come in for 17 snaps, but the starter was Elijah Pritchett, who played in 40 snaps. You know what? And I like how the coaching staff didn't necessarily just completely go away from Formby. You can't with the redshirt freshman. You can't with any players. You have to continue to get these guys reps, even against better competition, right? Although I did feel that South Florida's defense, I would imagine that they're better than Wisconsin, in my opinion. Those guys were coming. Maybe it was the defensive coordinator. I don't know. Those guys were coming. Wisconsin, I mean, I think Alabama could have done what they wanted against Wisconsin, to be honest. But overall, an impressive group. And did anyone have a chance, on your rewatch yet? I haven't done my rewatch yet. Have you had a chance to check out Caden Proctor? Let me know how he did. I'm going to watch it and talk about it tomorrow. All right, that's the offensive line. This is a defensive line. Yo, I know I talk about him all the time, but Tim Keenan's, he's a monster this year. He was last year. He was he had his breakout season last year, and this year he's crushing it. 3 tackles, 34 snaps, grade of 71.1. Tim Smith, I thought he played really well. Jaheim Otis, man, only 13 snaps. He has a really low grade. James Smith has been on a tear. Damon Payne got in 17 snaps. Yo, Edric Hill was about a pass away from getting his first touchdown of his career. You see that? But let me ask you this, because I saw it a lot in the comment section. How do you feel against Alabama's defense or the defensive line against the rush? Because that 17-play drive, man, there's been 2 games this year, and really 2 drives, where I felt teams have been able to just run right at Alabama. The first was against South Florida, and that was by Byron Brown, the quarterback. The guy was literally just going up the gut again and again. And against Wisconsin, I felt that they did that as well. Now, ironically, that drive ended with a touchdown pass by the backup quarterback. But I was reading the comments, and people were frustrated with Alabama's run defense. We'll dive into that more, but it's something to look at. Here's the defensive line. This is actually the bandit position. Yo, LT Overton went crazy yesterday. He had 6 tackles, 1 sack, a forced fumble, a pass breakup. He had 32 snaps. I believe he's graded higher than Jalen Milroe, just by a point, 82.6. What have you guys thought about LT? He's a monster. And the other thing is, too, we've talked about this. This is becoming a constant thing we bring up, is like Keon Keeley. I don't know why he's playing. I hung out with a buddy last night, and he was even asking. He was like, what's up with Keon Keeley? No idea. I don't know why he doesn't play. I haven't heard it's an injury or anything like that, so I don't know. There's a lot of guys right now that might not be seeing the field. It's a long season. Who knows? I mean, he just changed to this bandit position. LT is wild. Let me ask you this. Was that the hardest? I said this. Was that the hardest hit that there's been this season so far? I know it's been 3 games. I can't believe the backup quarterback got up. LT completely crushed him. I was like, ooh, I know everybody was. He crushed the dude. Yikes. All right, this is the wolf position. And we're keeping tabs on Quay Russo. We haven't received an official update from Coach Kalen DeBoer. He said following the game that it's a lowered leg. Now, look, thoughts and prayers up to the young man, first of all, because he's a redshirt freshman who's absolutely balling. The thing about this particular position is you are very deep with quality. This wolf position, because there's one guy that plays, this position is loaded. All these guys are A+. Noah Carter will get there. But, those 4, those guys can play. Q-Rob, man, look at his grade. He's the highest graded player. But he only played in 14 snaps. Q-Rob, is it me? Or is Q-Rob seem to be, making plays? I had to create a graphic for Q-Rob. I love this dude. Oh, that's what's up, Adam. Said his sprained knee should be okay. All right, appreciate it, man. Quandarius Robinson. Can we get this guy some love? Type in a Q inside the comment box for Q Rob. He's been here for a long time. This is last season at Alabama. 1 tackle, 1 sack against Western Kentucky. 7 tackles, 1 sack against South Florida. 2 tackles, 1 sack, and 1 forced fumble. On the season, Q-Rob has 10 tackles, 6 solo, 3 sacks, which leads the team. Yo, you know what? Bake. That's right. Q-Rob is always nearby, man. The guy's in on like a bunch of plays, and he doesn't play that many snaps. But that's what I'm saying. When you go back to that wolf position, and again, we'll keep you posted on Quay. It doesn't sound like it's going to be that serious, thank goodness. But, yo, Q-Rob can get the job done. Keanu Coat also, like, in time and now, he's playing. I mean, he had 16 snaps. He had 3 tackles. And Yonze Pierre saw the most time that he's seen this year. Q goes out, and you have to have another wolf go in. And that was Yonze Pierre, another redshirt freshman. He had 2 tackles and 21 snaps. And a pretty good grade as well. So, you know, look, losses impact the team. This team, thank goodness, is really loaded at this wolf position. Man, these guys, credit to all these guys. I love this position. This is a very athletic position. Noah Carter will get there. He fits in just with the rest of the guys that you see on the screen. The inside linebackers versus Wisconsin, it reads like this. Deontay Lawson, 7 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 68 snaps. That's a lot. Look, oh man, look, that's a first round NFL draft grade. Like, these 2 guys right here are top 15, top 10 picks. Like, probably top 15 for sure. Deontay Lawson and Jahad Campbell. Look at that production. Justin Jefferson, he had to sit. That first half comes in. You saw Justin Okoronkwo, Caden Jones. Those guys continue to get reps as young freshmen. But check this out. I had to look at these 2 guys combined. Deontay Lawson and Jahad Campbell together. All right. 18 combined tackles and 9 solos against Western Kentucky. Against South Florida, 16 combined tackles and 11 solos. Yesterday against Wisconsin, 15 combined tackles and 8 solos. Yo, 49 combined tackles this season. They're leading the team. This is a top duo. Like, absolutely, these guys are A+ at the inside linebacker position. They are. And you got some young guys behind them. And I still have never figured out what's up with Jeremiah Alexander. I really hope it's not too serious, because I wanted to see him play this year. But you have Caden Jones and Justin Okoronkwo. Those guys are good. They're young, but they're talented for sure. All right, here's the corners yesterday against the Badgers. Damani Jackson, 52 snaps. Xavier Brown, he had 2 tackles, 51 snaps. Jalen Mbakwe, 19 snaps. Deshaun Jones, 22 snaps. Look, this is an opinion, okay? Alabama secondary, they have not been challenged. They have not faced a good quarterback. They haven't faced, I don't know, even a C+ quarterback. I watched Carson back last night against Kentucky. You know, he'll be the best quarterback that they have faced. And, of course, they have the athletes at the receiver position. Yeah, if you guys could definitely hit the thumbs up. Only 60 thumbs up on this video. I appreciate it. It helps the video, so thank you so much. Think about this, too. They faced a lot of different quarterbacks. TJ Finley, the backup from Western Kentucky as well. South Florida's quarterback, that's 3. And they faced 2 against Wisconsin. Now, after the game, Luke Fickell said it was unfortunate that Tyler Van Dyke went down, which I agree. I mean, you never want to see anybody go down. But with that said, I think he would have struggled against Alabama. I don't think the score would have been any different. They might have maybe that's not true. Maybe they would have tacked on like another touchdown or something like that. But he wasn't going to keep the game, within a touchdown. I mean, the dude only had 406 yards in 2 games. Now, I get it. He was 5 of 5 early on for 16 yards. It's not a lot. So they haven't been tested, and they will be tested. I mean, you look at who's on their schedule, they will be tested, but right now they have not been tested. Now, in the games that they have played, they've done their job. I saw yesterday there was a couple times the receivers were beat, right? I felt, maybe a more accurate quarterback might have connected on a touchdown. I saw one in the end zone, and I saw another one on the side. But against who they played, they've done their job. And I love the safeties. I really do. First of all, a good update from Coach Kalen DeBoer on Malachi Moore. Looks like he's going to be good to go. That head injury, man, that was a violent hit. So him and Keon Sabb, who's right next to him in this graphic, they came, you guys saw it, they collided. Thank goodness he's okay. He had 7 tackles and a forced fumble. Yo, Keon Sabb's an absolute baller. So like, while the corners haven't been tested, and I really want to make an assessment on them probably like through 6 or 7 games. But I tell you what, I already have confidence in the safeties. Malachi Moore and Keon Sabb, those guys are it. And Devontae Smith, he's playing some good football too. And Red Morgan's getting playing time. That's how the safeties shake up. Here's a special teams against Wisconsin. Yo, Graham Nicholson, he missed that 46-yard field goal. That's got to be tightened up, man, because, look, I don't know what the whole setup was. I don't know if there was wind blowing in or whatever, but playing at Camp Randall, there was a lot of people there, jump around, whatever. It's not the same as Neyland, and it's not the same as Death Valley, and it's not the same as Oklahoma Stadium, right? Like, and that game's not going to have the magnitude that Georgia and Alabama has. So you got to tighten up. That has to be automatic when you line up. James Burnham, this guy is an absolute weapon. He might be the secret weapon for Alabama. I'm serious. You're like, oh, he's a punter. Having a A-plus punter can change the field, can get your team momentum. This guy is a treasure. James Burnham. 4 punts yesterday, 212 yards. Along as the 64, that was a boom. And inside the 20, he had 3. This guy is an absolute treasure. J.S. Webb, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Man. And having a good snapper is also key. So Neelan Hibbett, who just got put on scholarship, all those guys are vets. We didn't see a kick return yesterday. And let me ask you this. Ryan Williams gets in there at punt returner. So you had Cole Adams as a punt returner, and then he was injured. And then you had Jalen Mbakwe come in. He looked good, right? Kind of spurred a lot of the momentum. What were you thinking when Ryan Williams got that punt? I thought he was going to take it to the house. That's exactly how you return a punt return, a kick return. That's how you run. You run hard, you run fast. Ryan Williams, like, I get it. And people were like, I don't like to see him on special teams. I like him on special teams. And again, can you imagine a game like Georgia is tight? You have that freshman back here, Bryant-Denny Stadium, starting to get dark. Game's tight. Need a big play. Ryan Williams takes it 80 yards to the house. Like, man, Sam, thank you, man. I was so impressed. And you could see it. Like, I have an eye for talent. So do you. When he saw it, I was like, oh, my goodness, this dude at punt returner is unbelievable. So, that's my wrap up from today. I wanted to go over the grades. I wanted to ask you guys a couple questions in terms of what you saw, but mostly provide, the grades and the snap counts for Alabama following their victory over Wisconsin. I hope you guys enjoyed the video segment. If you guys could just take a minute and hit the thumbs up. I'm also on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Facebook, TikTok. All the news goes here. and then it goes out, to the other platforms. I really appreciate you guys. Honestly, every single show comes from my heart. I'm not usually live on Sundays, but I thought we had a little bit to talk to. Plus, I did a video yesterday I wanted to jump on today as well. I will have my show tomorrow. I'll keep you posted on the time. I'll probably stick with 10 a.m. I just need to figure out if the coaches are going to have their normal press conference on Monday. I would imagine they do, because even though they have an open week, things will probably change a little bit. So I'll keep you posted, because usually I like to go heavy on Mondays, take you guys to the press conference. I sincerely appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for being here. I have a lot of gratitude for you guys allowing me to be on this platform to talk Alabama Crimson Tide football. Please continue to support the players through Athletes Thread or in all the other content creators out there that cover Alabama football. Definitely give your best to them too, because they are absolutely trying their best to give you their, coverage on the Alabama Crimson Tide. Bama Mike in with a buzzer reader, man. Kyle, I was at the game. LT Overton laid the boom. It reverberated the stadium. Yeah, no doubt, man. Jump around, right? So do your thing, and I appreciate it. I might be live later on tonight. I love being here. So hit the notifications so you guys are informed every time I jump on live. Bama Mike, thank you so much. To all the super chatters, a real nobody, thank you so much. And for everybody in the Undefeated Club, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Bazaria's in with the 49.9 buzzer beater as well. Coming to you from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I love you guys so much. Enjoy your NFL. Enjoy your family. And most importantly, enjoy this beautiful thing called life. I'll be back right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Have a beautiful day, fam. I love you so much. And thank you for allowing me to be here. And I'll catch you